God rest ye merry gentlemen. The moon glowed like blood that night. It was an eclipse known as a blood moon that night. When Blake Alexander was at the morgue, autopsying what was left of his son's newest victim, the police wanted him as a serial killer. He was in reality the assassin of fate, who was Blake's boss too. "Since when did your victims come in Santa outfits?" asked Blake, who was in a lab coat with glasses. "Since Sergeant told me to dress them like that," said a Grim Reaper in a Santa suit. "It's sick," said Blake, who was the local coroner. "I have a gift for you," said the necromancer. "Oh, that's nice of you. I saw it and thought that was so you," said the necromancer. Blake was worried it was a prank. The necromancer made a package wrapped in Christmas wrapping paper appear out of thin air and gave it to his dad, who washed and dried his hands. "That's nice of you," said Blake, opening it. It was a DJ shop packet. When he saw the picture on the packet, he was depressed. "Thanks, you shouldn't have," Blake moaned. "What is it?" asked his assistant, Coroner Dante. Blake passed it to him. Dante laughed. It was a black Christmas T-shirt, which read, "I hate Christmas," on it. Also on it, smiling green Grinch head in a Santa hat. "It's perfect," said Dante. "Where's the Grinch? I need him," said a rude bully, pushing past the Reaper. The Reaper laughed. "You're wanted, Blake," said the necromancer. "You've got to see this T-shirt, Jack. You'll love it." "It's Blake's," said Dante, showing it to the rude orderly. "It's perfect," said the orderly, laughing. "I got him a present too," said the orderly, passing Blake a parcel. "Thank you. You shouldn't have," said Blake, seeing it was a soft, singing, dancing Grinch toy that sang the Grinch song. The hospital staff called him the Grinch, and his son knew it. "Are you a caroller?" Jack asked the Reaper. "No. Why?" asked the Reaper. A troop of similarly dressed Grim Reapers wandered into the room, with a slim human-looking Santa. They were singing "God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen." "Where did you get those carolers? They are great," Jack. Blake was depressed. They were his Reapers. They had been press-ganged into Christmas caroling. Others were dressed like that, collecting souls. "Sergeant, your friends are amazing. They look just like Jack Skellington," Jack Taylor, the Finn Santa's friend, said. I borrowed some Grim Reapers from my friend Mortimer, the Reaper King, to cheer up the people in the hospital with a carol concert," said Argent. "That was so sweet of you," said Jack Taylor to his friend, then added, "Isn't it, Grinch?" Jack said to Blake, who was secretly Mortimer the Reaper King. Jack didn't know it, though. "Why ask him as a stick in the mud at Christmas?" said Lance, teasing his dad. Later, at the local police station, Blake was there to talk to the police about the oddly Christmassy victim of the necromancer. He wasn't sure what to say. While he was there, he met his friend, the masked chicken, his lawyer. "Hi, Blake," said the chicken. "Hi, Gabriel," replied Blake. Gabriel reached into a bag and pulled out a fuzzy plush Santa hat and put it on Blake's head, to Blake's horror. "Merry Christmas, Blake," said Gabriel. "Thank you, Gabriel," said Blake politely, even if he wanted to throw the hat back at his friend. "Welcome, Blake," replied the drunk on the Christian spirit. "Chicken? Excuse me, I have to see my uncle," said Blake. "It's all right, Blake," said the chicken, smiling, letting Blake go with a goodbye. He wandered into his uncle, the policeman in charge of the station's office. He was in a long, floppy, fuzzy, green and red elf hat. He looked depressed too. "The chicken get you too?" said Blake, chuckling. "Yes," Simon Alexander said sadly. "He loves Christmas," moaned Blake. "Yes, he does," said Simon. "The victim dressed as Santa Claus." "It's Christmas," said Blake. "I know, it's hard to not know around here," said Simon. Blake looked out of the office window and saw more Santa Reapers caroling. Mortimer must really like Christmas. He sent us a Christmas present, 7 skeletons a caroling, said Simon. Too bad he couldn't send his serial killer son instead for us. It would be more appreciated. Outside and saw his son the necromancer was among the skeletal carolers. He couldn't resist rubbing the police's noses in it, but Blake didn't tell him. Yes, why couldn't he do that? Blake moaned. Later in the afterlife, Mortimer was dressed as Santa in a warmly decorated, tinsel-laden, dingy little wooden office, doing a naughty and nice list, as Argent had commanded it be called, instead of judgments. It made Blake feel sick. It was so Christmassy down there. He felt it was good. He was just a skeleton. He felt sick, so out of sorts he couldn't even listen to his music. As his boss Argent had decreed it not Christmassy, so, in his office, he heard cheesy Christmas carols, vetted and approved by Argent, only it was making him sicker. When Argent, the thin Santa, burst into the room, accusingly, "What?" said Mortimer, who looked up at him. "Do you need brandy?" said Argent, making a glass of it appear in his hand, and he handed it to Mortimer. "But I don't drink," said Mortimer. "You can and must. It's Christmas," said Argent. "Okay, it's your party," said Mortimer. "Salute." Mortimer said and drank. He ended up in a wet Santa suit. "Why are you covered in drink?" "That is not in the spirit of the season," said Argent. "I said I don't drink. I'm a skeleton. What did you expect to happen?" moaned Mortimer. "Dry up, I have a job for you," said Argent. "What do you want me to do now?" said Mortimer, casting a drying spell. "I want to report a drunk Santa at T-Mart Charing Cross," a police receptionist heard on a phone call. "I'll send a local policeman in the area to help you," the receptionist said. Later, the police arrived at the mall. "You should be ashamed of yourself," a policeman said to the Santa, who was shouting he wasn't drunk at a parent who he was arguing with. "Why?" asked Blake, who was dressed as Santa. "Why did you think you could drink and play Santa?" said the policeman. "My lousy boss made me do it. He made me act as a shop Santa. But I am not drunk. I just have drink on me," shouted Blake. "Why are you so angry?" asked the policeman, taking Blake under arrest. "Mortimer Deaf, you are released. Someone called Argent paid your bail," a policeman said, releasing him. Mortimer Deaf was wanted by the police because he missed his court hearing. Simon was livid when he saw the wanted poster for Mortimer. He thought he could have identified the father to catch the killer's son, but the picture was of a grumpy-looking, disheveled, human living Santa, so he thought he would never be found.